You know what nobody's talking about enough right now? We're less than 2 months from tax day, Wednesday, April 15th, and this year could be wildly different from anything you've seen before. The average refund is set to jump somewhere between $300 and $1,000 for millions of Americans. But here's the twist. Most people have no idea why. Congress quietly passed a sweeping tax law last summer, packed with new deductions and credits that could put serious cash back in your pocket. But the IRS never updated the withholding tables during the year, so your paycheck stayed the same while your actual tax burden dropped. That means come April, you're looking at a potentially massive refund, assuming you know how to claim what's yours. Let's break down who's about to win big here. If you're a tipped worker, you can now deduct up to $25,000 of your tipped income. Yes, you read that right. Hourly workers who pulled overtime, you can deduct that time and a half portion up to $12,500. Seniors get a special deduction worth up to $6,000. Families score an extra $200 per child on the child tax credit. And even if you donated cash to charity without itemizing, there's a brand new deduction waiting for you. Here's where it gets interesting. There's also a new auto loan interest deduction capping at $10,000, but only if your car was assembled in the US. The old SALT deduction limit stuck at $10,000 for years, just quadrupled to $40,000, which means if you've been taking the standard deduction because itemizing didn't make sense, you might want to recalculate. Suddenly, itemizing could save you thousands, especially if you live in a high-tax state. But hold on, before you start planning how to spend that refund, let's talk about the psychological roller coaster we're all riding. Everyone loves the idea of a fat refund check, but the reality is that money was yours all along. You just gave the government an interest-free loan for 12 months. The smarter play? Adjust your withholding now so you keep more of your paycheck throughout the year instead of waiting for a lump sum in April. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. And where's the catch? The catch is complexity. These new deductions come with phase-outs, income limits, and eligibility requirements that trip people up every single time. If you make too much, some of these benefits vanish. If you forget to document your charity donations or miscalculate your overtime, you leave money on the table. Here's the part most people miss. Gathering your paperwork isn't optional, even if you think you've got it all figured out. You need your W-2s, your 1099s, and records of any side gig or investment income. Because yes, you owe tax on that taxable income, whether or not you got a 1099 in the mail. The IRS doesn't care if you forgot or didn't know. They care that you pay what you owe. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Because tax law changes like this follow a predictable cycle. Politicians pass sweeping reforms before elections, trumpet the benefits to voters, then leave everyday Americans scrambling to figure out the fine print, while tax prep companies rake in billions. It's the same playbook every decade. Promise simplicity, deliver complexity, watch people either overpay or underpay, then repeat. The irony here is almost too perfect. Congress designs a system where you get a refund that feels like free money, when really it's just your own cash being returned after the government borrowed it without asking. And yet we celebrate it every spring like we just won the lottery, even though we'd be furious if a friend pulled the same move. This is the psychological judo of tax policy. Make people feel grateful for getting back what was always theirs. So what do you actually do with this information? First, check your eligibility for every single one of these new deductions before you file. Don't assume anything. Second, consider whether itemizing now makes sense given that higher SALT cap. Run the numbers both ways and see which saves you more. Third, if you're filing an extension, remember the deadline to file moves to October. But any tax you owe still has to be paid by April 15th or you'll face penalties. Here's the practical truth nobody wants to hear. Most people will either rush through their taxes and miss deductions, or they'll overthink it and freeze up entirely. The disciplined approach is simple. Gather your documents now, use reputable software or hire a professional, and methodically work through each new deduction to see what applies to you. Emotion has no place in tax strategy. Process does. And look, I get it. Taxes are boring, confusing, and feel like a punishment for working hard. But ignoring these changes or procrastinating until mid-April is literally throwing away hundreds or thousands of dollars that could be in your account instead. The system rewards the prepared and penalizes the lazy. It's that simple. The philosophical lesson here is always the same. Financial discipline beats financial optimism every single time. You can hope for a big refund, or you can systematically claim every deduction you're entitled to and then adjust your withholding so you're not giving the government free loans going forward. One approach feels good in the moment. The other builds actual wealth over time. At the end of the day, whether you get a massive refund or owe a little doesn't define your financial health. What matters is that you understood the rules, followed the process, and made informed decisions. The people who win at taxes aren't the ones who get lucky. They're the ones who do the boring work of reading the instructions and filling out the forms correctly. Consistency and attention to detail will always beat hoping for the best. Whatever happens this tax season, you're going to be fine as long as you prepare rationally and act decisively. Some people will score massive refunds, some will owe a bit, and most will land somewhere in the middle, but everyone who takes this seriously will come out ahead of those who wing it. Whether you're looking to invest that refund in real estate, tackle home contracting work, or find the right lenders to help you build wealth, we can help you get started. Check out our links in the description below.